Young people have incredible insight as to what may work best for them. And when they are empowered to discover their talents and strengths, they impact their future in a more positive way. The Youth Blossom Project is designed with a flexible structure in mind to provide a safe and cultivating environment for our youth to develop skills and figure out their transition into independence and blossom into adulthood. This project would not have been possible without many of you who are here today. We appreciate your support and look forward to our future collaboration. I would especially like to thank Maxine Harris for her support, David Freeman, who has been a mentor, and Corinne Mayer, who has had the visionary for the incredible support. Niraj Ray from Cultivating the City, whose magic you are witnessing behind you, and Deetan Pashaj from Steel Plate Bar and Grill next door, whose magic you will taste shortly at lunch. I also would like to extend my appreciation to my team, without whom this event would not have taken place. Come on board, my team, come on. Patrick, Tony, these are the guys who make it happen. Patrick Brigade, Matthias Lieb, Rob Williams, Tony Kreiner, and Emmanuel. Emmanuel, come on. So, these are the guys in the field who make everything happen. We have a full agenda today. We will continue our program with some key partners saying a few words. And we are very honored to have Representative Garcia as our keynote speaker. We also would like to show our appreciation to our business partners who have provided employment for the young people in the program and celebrate the young folks who have obtained a successful employment and managed to maintain their employment. We will continue our program with ribbon cutting ceremony and cultivating seedlings, and afterward we will have lunch courtesy of Steel Plate Bar and Grill and entertainment with DJ Simba and several talented local artists until 2 o'clock. Thank you and enjoy. Now I want to invite Maxine to come and say a few words, please. Maxine, the CEO and the founder of Community Connections, who cultivated the seed 35 years ago.
Well, Naveed asked me to come and say a few words, and he told me this was an opening for a gardening project. So I came with my trowel, with my gardening gloves, and I am very happy to say that some of the first strawberries, at least today, were put in by me, and I am very excited to taste them when they actually, pop up and are ready to eat. I would just like to say one thing, because Naveed, in his comments, left one person out when he was thanking everybody, and I would like to thank Naveed for what he has done. I can only tell you, for the last 2 years, he has been pestering me almost weekly to set this up. And to see this and to see all his hard work kind of be realized is just wonderful. So one more applause for Naveed.
You scared me for a moment. I thought I messed up. I'd now like to invite Honorable Representative Garcia, please. Thank you for coming. Representative Garcia is very active in the community. He is very available and accessible, and we are honored to have you today.
Thank you so much, Naveed. Good morning, everybody. How are you all doing? Good morning. What a great day to be here, isn't it? Okay, wonderful. Well, let me first thank Naveed and Community Connections, Maxine. I met some of the other staff. Mateo, thank you so much for making the connection and inviting me to be here. Very excited. How nice that the rain should just start, huh? Very, very nice. But I wanted to just let you know that you are, I know that some of you are not from this ward. Our city is divided into 8 wards. You are now in Ward 5, specifically in the neighborhood of Brookland. I live about 10 blocks away from here, so for me it was very easy to get here. One of the things that I always, when I speak to people, I tell them that people think that the nation's capital is this place where people come in to work. They come in from other places to visit museums. And then at nighttime, they think that DC becomes a ghost town, that they all go away and there's nothing going on here. Well, that's not true. In fact, DC has more than 130 communities, very much like this one here. We have more than 670,000 people, more people than 2 states. Our budget that controls all the spending in our city at about $13 billion is bigger than more than 12 states. And we all know it, taxation without representation. We actually contribute at $26 billion more federal dollars than at least 26 other states. That's a lot of information, isn't it? So what I wanted to do is I'm going to, I know that we may get some rain, so we may have to cut it short, but I'll tell you a little bit about the 3 things I wanted to do. I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and what I do in the U.S. Congress. I then wanted to talk about the importance of building communities. And then I also wanted to talk about the impact of urban farming, which is really what we're here for. And so, plainly put, first let me tell you that I got elected into office. I've been a DC resident, I'm not a native of Washington, but I've been in DC since 1980. I've moved around. I was initially in Ward 1 in the neighborhood called Adams Morgan. I then moved to Petworth, and I've been in in this neighborhood for about 10 years now. I became involved in politics at a young age. I got elected in 2014, and basically what I do is I advocate for the admission of our city as a state in the in our union. That's what I do mainly. So I go around talking to people and visiting members of Congress so that they can support our admission into the union. Now let's talk about the importance of community building. Plainly put, a community brings a sense of identity and pride. Community are important because they allow people to interact with each other, share experiences, develop relationships and with each other. Without communities, people would have to live isolated lives with minimal or no contact outside of their immediate circle. But most people need to be part of a community for life's necessities. Most people want to be part of a community because there is something good and special about being part of a group and sharing with others. Here's just very quickly, I actually tailor this conversation to a lot of the young people that would come in because I know how important it is for them to understand the importance of community building. And so there are a few words here that are key. When you talk about strengthening communities, think about the authenticity. That's a key word that you need to do when you talk about community building. And that means just be yourself. You know, don't try to be who you're not. Be yourself. Reciprocation, it's another word. Now, that doesn't mean that when you do something that you should expect others to do it for you. It just means that you're supporting each other. Everybody likes to be recognized. Many times I go out and we have in our congressional delegation proclamations or resolutions and I present them to people. Well, I always think that when we present those resolutions or those proclamations that the community is doing it. And they're using us as tools to get to the community. So also think about them. When you're in a community, think about them, the others. We many times think about us. Also, let's think about them. And transparency is important. We need to think about transparency when we talk about communities. People like to be transparent. Use technology to be more transparent. For example, if you know of ways to share information so that others don't feel left out, it's important to be transparent because that way everybody feels that they know the same information that you have, and that's important. And the last one is participation. Now, participation is an integral part of a community because that's how you engage with each other. That's very, very important. Let me quickly to really talk about what we're here for, which is the issue of urban farming, because this is incredible. I have been exposed to some information that really I didn't know before, and I am just dying to go to the web and research further the various aspects of what we're doing here. And I'm hoping that what we're doing here today is just the starting. Like many things we do in our city, they start someplace, and then before you know it, it picks up throughout the city, and then perhaps it's a national model. We have many instances of situations like that in the city. But anyways, with over 80% of American population living in metropolitan centers, urban farming has the ability to dramatically enhance economic growth, increase food quality, and build a healthier community. Keep in mind that also the globalization of food has dramatically increased the amount of carbon emissions in our meals. For example, food-related emissions in the U.S. account for 21% of total emissions. Consumer activities like traveling to the grocery store, eating at restaurants, and cooking make up 46% of total emissions from food. The other 54% of emissions come from the production, distribution, and selling of food. This includes activities like packaging, storage, and transportation. It's interesting to know that the average meal has traveled 4,200 miles just to get to your table. Basically, urban farming allows individuals or groups to establish gardens or mini farms on small plots using creative techniques to maximize output, meet local needs, and help make efficient use of the land. People are finding all kinds of ways to grow foods, like for example, on rooftops and on abandoned building lots. But that's not all. In addition to offsetting emissions, there are at least 3 concrete benefits to urban farming. Now let's talk about, for example, one of them is the economic growth. Projects can be structured in unique ways to encourage greater economic impact in communities. For example, a program called Food from the Hood turned an abundant field into a 2-acre farm with 25% of the proceeds going to a scholarship fund for local youth in Los Angeles. Now, another benefit of urban farming is the community building we just talked about. The social organization required for urban farm projects can forge stronger bonds by creating stakeholder interactions. That gives individuals a sense of responsibility and productivity. We're almost finished, folks. And the other benefit of urban farming is the food quality and health. According to 3 experts from Community Food Security, the Community Food Security Coalition, a small garden can have a major impact on food needs. For example, a 10 by 10 meter plot can provide most of a 4-person household total yearly vegetable needs, including much of the household nutrients requirements, vitamins A, B, and C. This solves the problem of food insecurity and poor nutrition. Let's also remember that gardening is a great exercise that improves physical health, reducing risk of obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. And also, the act of cultivation, which I know we have talked about here, has a significant impact on our mental health, assisting with social skills, self-esteem improvement, and stress reduction. And so, the impact of urban farming on local communities and families is undeniable. While this activity gains traction in cities across the country, the potential for reducing our food-related emissions continues to grow, all while helping improve economic, social dynamics of urban environment. So there's so much to say for what we're doing here. This is an incredible project. I hope it picks up. I know that, like I said, there are other projects throughout the city that it takes that vision and few people, visionary to take it on, and before you know it, it's throughout the city. It reminds me of a very, very good project that Richard Wright Public Charter School has, where they have project called Man the Block, which gets the community involved and get kids from their school home safely. It is actually worked to the point where most charter schools throughout the city are engaged in that project. So I'm hoping that this is just the beginning of what we're seeing here. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing.
It's wonderful to see that people coming together, going under the umbrella. We do have a plan B, so the restaurant next door is available for us to go to the second floor where we can keep dry and continue our garden. Cut it. All right.
My name is Melody Crutchfield, and I'm the Director of Supported Employment Services at the Department of Behavioral Health. And he didn't cut the music. I'm going to try to speak loud. And I'm excited to be here today. Naveed is one of our 8 supported employment program providers, and they do an excellent job at Community Connections and providing supported employment services. And I love this man.
And I love you back.
He reminds me of myself. You know, we work really, really hard together on a lot of projects. And when he asked me to come out and speak today, he knows personally that transitional age youth and young adults is a big passion of mine. That's where I started at about 25, 26 years ago. I'm telling my age. And it's kind of surreal in that one of the projects that we did early on when I was developing employment programs was a gardening project. We were on Martin Luther King Avenue in Southeast DC. And so I know firsthand what these type of projects can do for our young people. One, enhancing social skills. Teamwork is huge for our young people. Entrepreneurial spirit, right? And just having an additional tool in your belt to go out and get a job and keep a job. So when I heard about this project, I was very excited, and I wish Naveed and his team all of the luck and joy, because it's going to be work, but this is the right person and his team for the job, and I'll be coming over and eating from the garden, save me some food. And also, most importantly, I'm really looking forward to hearing about all of the success stories, because I know there will be some. So thank you for having me today. And I want to give a round of applause again to Naveed's team for all of the hard work they've done in going to enjoy the rest of the event and enjoy your Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you. He is the head of Department of Disability Services. And the past 2 years, when he was the head of RSA, we had this wonderful collaboration between DBH and RSA, which is an exemplary model of how different departments can really work together to help people get employment, succeed, and become independent. So, thank you.
Thanks a lot, and thanks for inviting me today. I'm really happy to be with you today at this launch of this new project that you have. As Naveed was saying, DDS, or specifically RSA and DBH, have done a really good job of working together with our providers, including Community Connections. And I have to tell you, about a month ago, we started with actually the Adult Supported Employment Program at Community Connections. About a month ago, I called Melody and I talked to her about a young man I knew who we'd been working with, and we hadn't been quite providing all the services that he needed. There were some gaps. I explained sort of what his needs were and asked her about how we could best serve him. And she helped us then connect him to Community Connections, which is working out as a really good, the youth service, the transition program there has been a really positive experience for him, and it's really helping connect those gaps that he had that we weren't quite meeting with RSA and DOES. So it really is true that as we all work together and bring the best of what we have together. I was looking at the program at Happy before, I'm flexible though, to see that I was coming after the youth and the employers who were being recognized, because that's what this is really all about, is the businesses in the community that recognize the value that the people we support bring, and that they recognize that we're not reaching out to businesses to ask them to do us a favor. We reach out to businesses because we know youth or adults who have skills and talents to bring, and that they will be an asset to that business and to the community. And the work that everyone here does really helps connect those youth to those businesses to make the district a stronger community. And as our mayor says, to create pathways to the middle class for all of DC's residents. So thanks for inviting me, and I hope I've talked long enough so you can.
Thank you. So I think we have a few more minutes left, you guys, and it would be great at this time to present awards to our young adults who, in this short period of time that we've been working with them, have successfully obtained employment, and more importantly, managed to keep their employment, and it has been really a wonderful experience. So, Maya, would you come please forward and receive your award? Mateo is our supported employment program, employment specialist who specifically works with the transition age youth. So say a few words about your experience. And
well, thank you all, everyone. As Mr. Reese said, it is really all about our young adults, and this individual here has been a really great example of that exact partnership between business and the initiative that people have to succeed and to go that extra mile. You've just been an amazing success story for us. You have gone with a passion, and you've now taken it to a place where you are on your way to making it a long career in the, making food. And man, if you guys can ever cook something that she's made, it is absolutely amazing. What is that little quail chicken tiny bird thing? No. But you really are an amazing example of how when we work with you and we work to find what you're passionate about, we know that we can hopefully get you to a place where you're working and doing something that you really love. And through your hard work, that's now where you wouldn't be successful if it weren't for your work ethic that you bring every day. And I hear that from your supervisor, who can't be here, but we'd like to honor Panera Bread as well, because they've been a great partner with us. And congratulations.
all right, let's have our picture taken. Congratulations. Awesome work. And then we have another young adult who is here today, Brianna Smith. Brianna, where are you? Come on. Brianna with mini Brianna. There you go.
All right. So Brianna has been really just amazing at finding something and then taking it to that next level. Right now, Brianna is working, but Brianna came to me and said, I want to do something more. And we're actually working right now on building on what Brianna has and taking it to the next level in terms of her employment and career opportunities. And that's what's really awesome about what we do. We don't just say, here's a job, have fun, enjoy. We say, okay, you like your job, what do you want next? What's your next step? Where are you going with your career? And Brianna has taken that initiative wherever. Do I want to say what we're working on?
Sure.
We're working.
You want to say what you're working on? Why don't you say?
Yeah.
Right now, Mateo has connected me with the Marriott Marquis. That's the second biggest hotel in Washington, D.C. I'm trying to get a full-time position there. Career-wise, extend it as long as I can. Also, Washington Sports Club, with a guy there, and I'm just trying to grow in these places he connected me with. And that's about it.
All right. 5 other, okay, so we have 5 other successful, but they are not here today. We do have certificate of appreciation for them. And we have businesses. Who is here? Is anybody from the businesses
No.
here? Okay, they couldn't make it, but just mention their
Yeah, so we'd like to honor two businesses here today. First off, Panera Bread, as I said, they've been an amazing partner, really, with giving our young adults the chance to come in and then grow. Not just say, here's a job, we'll give you a couple hours a week, as I believe one of you two were saying. When I go to businesses, it's because I'm trying to say, here are folks that are going to be your best employees. They're going to be the folks that you're going to be bragging about, and that's what I hear. And so that's what we've been able to achieve with the many business partners, but Panera Bread has been especially amazing at helping our young adults develop and take their careers to the next level. And then Forever 21 here in DC, they've been really great with connecting our young adults who are really passionate about fashion, passionate about style, passionate about, you know, things I don't know about, and taking that just core interest in helping those young adults put it into a creative way. And so those two businesses, although they're not here today, we'd love to thank them. We'll be presenting them with an award at some point.
Let's